Hello chess friends and welcome to the channel. Today is round 6 of the Grand Chess Tour. Many good games have been played and we will start with Ding against Nepomniachtchi. Let's start with the game. Ding Liren with the white pieces opens with c4, the English opening, and Nepomniachtchi answers with e5, g3, knight to f6, bishop to g2 and d5. C captures on d5, knight recaptures on d5 and knight to f3. Here comes attacking the pawn. Here comes knight to c6, defending e5, short castle for white, and bishop to e7. d4, attacking the pawn. Here comes e4, attacking the knight. Knight back to e1 or knight to d2 are a bit too passive. Knight to e5 is the best move and the most played move. Also, the bishop is attacking e4 now. This position, the best move is f5, played by Nepomniachtchi, that is defending the pawn. And let's go back one move. Instead of f5, knight captures on e5 is an inaccuracy, because after d captures on e5, even if this pawn is a double pawn, then is protecting very important squares, f5 is not possible anymore and white is better. So let's go back. After knight to f5, f5, good move, knight captures on c6, b captures on c6, and is black with the double pawns. Queen to c2 attacking c6, and here comes knight to b4, attacking the queen, also protecting the pawn. Not a bad move, probably just a little inaccuracy, because queen to d6, still protecting the pawn, looks more natural, but I have 9 games in database with this idea, this knight to b4 idea, and black really scores bad, 8 victories for white and 1 draw. So after knight to b4, queen to a4, bishop to d7, protecting the pawn also with an X-ray attack against the queen, a3 against the knight, knight back to d5, and here comes knight to c3. Bishop to d6 is another little inaccuracy, because the bishop is much better on f6, because from d6 the bishop is on this diagonal just against this solid structure f2, g3 and h2. Ding continues with f3, attacking the most advanced pawn. He captures on f3 and white can recapture both with the rook or with the bishop. Ding prefers to recapture with the bishop. Now 2 pieces against the knight, knight back to b6 with tempo against the queen, and the queen moves back to b3, controlling g8, and now short castle is not possible anymore. Queen to f6 is a good move, with the idea of course to castle long, also attacking the d4 pawn. Here comes bishop to e3, protecting the pawn, and in this position to castle long looks like a logical idea. Stockfish and Nepomniachtchi, they think that black is not in a rush yet, and so queen to g6 is a little improvement if you compare with long castle, and Nepomniachtchi is right. Now the target of course is g3. So bishop back to f2, protecting the g3 square, and here comes h5, of course with the aggressive idea of h4. So how to react to a flank attack with a counter attack in the center, especially now that the black's king is stuck on e8. In fact, Ding continues with e4. Now long castle should be played, but Nepomniachtchi is playing with fire and continues with h4. He captures on f5 with check, not with check, but attacking the queen. The queen, to recapture, must move away from the g file. So queen captures on f5. At first, rook in a goes to e1 with check, and this is the right rook, because this rook is on the open f file. King to d8 and knight to e4 now is the queen that is protecting the bishop. Queen back to g6, knight captures on d6 solves the problem of g3. The c pawn will recapture on d6, and here comes d5. c5, a4, this is a pawn sacrifice to open the a file. Bishop captures attacking the queen, but the queen moves to a3, and now there is the idea of the queen infiltration through a6 and b7. Rook to e8, here comes, instead of b3, another nice idea that I didn't notice at all. The idea is b4, and of course now is a problem because the bishop is also attacking the knight that is defending the light square bishop on a4. So rook to c8, b captures on c5 is enough to keep white in a winning position. A bit more precise than this capture is g4, protected by the bishop that will stop any counterplay on the king side, but really there is little counterplay in this position. So rook captures on e1, the rook recaptures, h captures on g3, and h recaptures on g3. D captures on c5, king to g2, also bishop to g2 was a good idea, but in this position any move is good for Ding, because with the safe king, the bishop pair, a pass pawn, and soon with also material advantage, the game is completely won. So what does Nepomniachtchi play? Queen to c2, pinning the bishop and protecting the light square bishop, but here comes queen to e3 with the idea of checkmate on e7. Rook to c7 protecting e7. Queen to e6, there is also the idea of queen to g8 with check, terrible check. Rook to d7, but here comes d6, and you see that now the pawn is controlled in this square, so queen to e8 is directly checkmate. King to c8, but here comes rook to h1 with the idea of rook to h8, and nothing can stop the checkmate, and Nepomniachtchi resigns. So let's watch this checkmate pattern together, even if it's simple. King to b8, the only move to at least interpose the knight. Rook to h8 with check, knight to c8, but here comes queen to d5, and nothing can stop the checkmate on a8. So a beautiful game by Ding that stops the leader Nepomniachtchi and completely reopens the Grand Chess Tour in Croatia. I hope that you liked the game. See you soon, because I go back and watch the other games that are still in play. But see you soon with a new game, because round 6 is really full of great matches. Thank you for watching, and goodbye.